Hey everybody, this is Emergency Capture here with another Let's Talk Media LLC podcast here with my buddy Brandon Kacar. Tonight's going to be kind of a fast, quick little podcast, just a little recap on some of our stuff that we sort of talked about before, but with new subjects. But these, questions, but the questions are going to involve the same subjects, basically. So the first one is why keeping busy is important. So why do you think keeping busy is important, in your opinion?
Well, just in general.
Yeah, just in general. Whether it's at the restaurant or just in life.
I mean, you want to keep them busy, it makes your day go by fast. It keeps you, like your blood going and flowing, you don't want to, sit down all day and just be like, I'm bored, what should I do?
Right.
No, I like to be busy. I like to be out running errands, doing stuff, for my family, for my house, whatever. I just like being busy. It makes me feel confident. It makes me feel like the day's going by fast. Tomorrow's going to be a new day.
Exactly.
Tomorrow be the same? I hope. I just like busy. I do.
It helps me control my ADHD. The thing is, I don't mind sitting down and doing stuff, especially for work if I'm like editing videos and stuff. But, it helps actually doing it and keeping consistent with it, like I do. My buddy Freddie asked me, why do you post all the time? And I said, because it makes me, I'm not doing it to feel more accomplished or anything like that, or maybe stay ahead of the curve, maybe a little bit. Maybe, but I just do it because it makes me feel good. It makes me personally feel accomplished, and do I need to stay busy to help control my ADHD? No, but it really does help a lot. And what I do, I love editing videos. Like I said, I love running around, like you said, doing errands. I love picking up stuff from my office or my house, or working with clients, working with you, Freddie, Justin, working on content every day. Basically, all the stuff I always talk about, it is important. And it's my own way, but it makes me feel more like an adult. Like when I'm busy all day and I work all day long and I get something done, just like I know it's a cliche to say, hard work makes you feel like you get something done, but it is true. When you do hard work, it makes you feel like you get done something. Like all those times right before my office was opened up, when I was sitting here at home and I was trying to work from home, it was hard because you would think, well, if you're constantly doing stuff like I am now, what's the difference? At home, you have the tendency mentally to want to laze around and not really want to do anything. Yeah. But leaving the house, going to an office, going to a restaurant, to the kitchen, it makes you want to work. It makes you want to do stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the vibes I get every time I go into the restaurant, to take care of some things, or if I have to go drop something off, or go running around to Sam's Club or Restaurant Depot or something. It makes me feel like now I want to be here. I want to be behind the line. I want to cook. I want to be busy. I want I want to do something.
Exactly.
I don't want to, for some reason, I don't even want to be off for some reason. Like if I'm having a really, really bad day, I want to work. It keeps me not thinking about it. It keeps me distracted. It keeps me busy. It doesn't put stress on me. It doesn't. I just want to do it. I want to. I just want to be busy. So I prefer.
And you want to help set up for your future,
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, after I get married, and after my fiance and I, we started trying to have children, I know that I'm going to have to slow down and, make time for my family. But, I'm glad that my fiance understands I'm working this hard because of, trying to build up for our family, and she understands that. But then again, like I said in our last podcast, that's why it's important to do a date night, so that way I can show her that, I don't always just commit myself to just my work and at the gym, and to show her that I love her and appreciate her and show her that she's important to me, But even setting up a date night, staying busy like that helps, not just my ADHD again, it just helps keep on schedule, helps keep with the flow of things, Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, so, second subject. So, do you feel like you are who you are because of what you do. So when you're working in a restaurant, when you and I are practicing martial arts, when we're hanging out, when you're hanging out with your girlfriend, when you're doing whatever, just when you're in flight school, maybe if you're watching a show about cars, or maybe let's say you're watching a Food Network and you're watching the show about recipes and how to maybe up your game, and maybe talk to your dad about, hey, what if we put this on the menu, or what if we did that? Like, question is, do you feel like what you do, right, helps you feel like this is me, this is Brandon? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the flight school, yes, it does, because I love aviation. I love flying. I like the scenic view outside the airplane. The buildings below, watching, especially the ocean view. When you're on a transatlantic flight, a red-eye flight. Yeah. You see nothing but during the daytime, you see it, obviously. You see the horizon. You see the sun blazing down on the water. Oh, that's the most beautiful view ever. I love flying for that reason. But it also runs in the family too. My great uncle, who's from Turkey, he's actually here in St. Louis right now. He just came 3 days ago.
We gave a shout out to in the last podcast. Yeah.
He just came 3 days ago. He's an airline captain for Turkish Airlines. 40-year service on the airlines, Turkish Airlines. I guess you could say my part of love of flying aviation comes from him.
Of course.
Comes from him. I love flying, I love aviation. I love, I could never say no to that. I really can't. It's crazy. When I'm working sometimes, and it's really slow. Call me crazy, I don't care. But all I do, honestly, when all my work is done, my errands and everything, and I've got spare time for myself or whatever. Yeah. I just constantly watch videos on YouTube of airplanes taking off, landing on the airstrip, the airport, whatever, or recorded videos of takeoffs, landings, or behind the flight deck, whatever, with the pilots and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. It makes me feel like I love it.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that, because the reason I also asked that is because what I wanted to bring up is Freddie asked me, so how come there's no separation between you and your business? That because I am my business. And he said, really? And I said, yeah. When in our training session today, he said, because people have asked me these hard questions, and I was the only first person that ever had answers for him. He said, how come you're because his, if I'm correct, Freddie, he said that his Instagram is separate from his work stuff, and along with his Facebook page, because he only posts every now and then, so people get surprised. But me, I like to be upfront into people's face, and like that, just so they can know they're running an honest business with me when they partner with me, or sign the contract. But anyway, what I'm saying is that, like I said, I am who I am. So if you didn't notice, I never use my handle name. I never say Mr. Smiles a lot. But I use that name because that's part of my personality, and I like to smile a lot. Like I told you, and I tell them all, I try to be a nice, genuine guy, all the time, right? And I just like to smile, even on my bad days. But anyway, so the reason I say Cobra C Capshaw is because I'm letting them know that's my name. And Let's Talk Media LLC is my LLC, is my business, right? So my business is me, and I am my business. So just like you said, I love what I do. Right? So in my opinion, there should be if you love what you do and you want to stand behind your business and who you are, especially if you have a good personality, or the personality of someone like us, we're very out there, and we love going after what we want. I don't see any reason to have a separation in your name, right? But that's how business runs. You're not going to go to, I don't know. Shoot, actually, no. There's actually a lot of businesses with the last name in it of the family relative. I forgot, but the ones that aren't Quick Trip, you don't see John Quick Trip or something like that. But what I'm saying is that so Let's Talk. I feel like Let's Talk is Kobe, and I feel like Kobe is Let's Talk. If that makes any sense,
it does.
Like
where you said some businesses, are mostly named after their last names. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if you guys remember in our last podcast how I spoke about my father's, build up to being a restaurant businessman.
Mm-hmm.
After he served on the cruise ships, he the one restaurant Clayton I told you guys about.
Yeah, definitely.
Victoria.
Right.
That's actually the owner's first name is Dominic.
Okay.
So it's named after him, basically.
Oh, cool.
And then our first restaurant, Frontenac, that I mentioned, if you guys remember on our podcast.
Branica, right?
Yep. That was named after me and my sister Monica. But
that makes sense, Brandon, Monica. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. And
Awesome.
it's also you guys may not be able to find it. I don't know. Maybe it's still online on Google. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't checked it in a long time. On the old website for the restaurant, like I said, I don't know if it's still there. It's also visible that when you know how most articles or ads start with new restaurant in town, Trattoria Branca, or you know the name. They'll list the name as the first within the first sentence, right?
Mm-hmm.
This new restaurant, blah 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 blah, owned by Mr. or Mrs. blah 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 blah.
Right.
After where it says new restaurant, Trattoria Branca opened up in Frontenac, or opens their doors to La Chateau Village. Led by Sam Kacar, chef, also executive chef, names restaurant after children's brand, capital words, bolded, Brandon, and Mon Ika, bolded, capital words.
Gotcha.
Huh. And then the new restaurant, well, our current restaurant, I guess you'd say, is not necessarily named after anyone. It's actually named after... It's hard to tell. I know for some guys it's going to be hard to tell. It's actually a Mediterranean, because I mentioned that's Mediterranean cuisine. It's actually based on the Mediterranean olive bread.
Oh.
If that makes any sense.
Sure.
Because Pam de Olive is known for the olive bread. It's a Mediterranean olive bread. Gotcha. It's like a tradition. If that makes any sense.
Gotcha. So, in case anyone out there is wondering, why did I name my business Let's Talk Media LLC? Well, we're talking. I like to do advice videos. I'm an advice coach. I'm not licensed, but I'm honestly thinking about starting live coaching lessons soon online, signing up for them. But, the reason I say advice coach is because, when I say that, I just like coaching the people through life with the best advice that I can. If that makes any sense, So media, because I've been working on digital stuff, like doing all these podcasts, my advice videos, editing my workout videos, stuff like that. My boxing videos, cool stuff like that. And so that's the media side of it. LLC, well, that's my LLC, because it's mine. And then my slogan, I'm here to talk about all of your needs. That it's true. Like us, we're talking about life in general. We might talk about our problems or whatever. And if you have anything to talk about, I'm your good friend. So I'm here to listen to you and give you my best advice, just like I would in a video. As an example. And we could, like we are now, talking about business, right? We're talking about, again, life. We're talking about different ways of what we do in our business. I can talk to people about video, picture, marketing, and advertising, whatever, interviews, testimonial interviews, podcasts. I don't care. Like my slogan is, at least I'm here to talk about all your needs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, in a way, like I said, that's what I feel like, as if, that's how I feel like my brand is who I am and what I do. That's why there's no separation. You know what I'm saying? Right. We should probably get on to the third subject. We've been talking about this, but that's a good subject though. So you get you thinking, right?
It is.
Yeah. So. Oh yeah. So third subject was So speaking of restaurants and businesses and things like that, and food, what is your, even if it's not on the menu, okay, your family's menu, what is your favorite dish to make? And go into full detail if you want to.
My favorite dish to make.
One that you make all the time. Like, okay, here's a better question. Your favorite one that you make every time and it always comes out perfect. One that you never get wrong. The one that you always know the perfect ingredients for.
I don't want to necessarily say it's like it wouldn't be on the menu. Like, well, it is on the menu. It's a pasta dish.
Ooh.
And it's one of the best. It's actually it's one of our pasta signatures.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good hit. It's a popular dish in our restaurant.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys wouldn't maybe know it. Maybe you do. Seafood linguine.
Okay.
It's basically it's a pasta dish. It's not like what you would think, like cream and like ravioli pastas. No, it's not like that. This is pure Mediterranean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cooked by scratch.
Gotcha.
So that's probably my favorite one on the menu.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm kind of a picky eater though.
Yeah.
I like to eat certain foods like
Certain
at
times.
certain times. Like the
Right.
seafood linguine. That's something I don't know. It just seems like I don't know the way how it it just seems more of a nighttime type of dish, because a lot of people would drink at night, wine and
Right.
I'm not saying that I don't drink wine, but it's like I don't know. Let me come back to that one. The better answer.
No, you're fine. I've got one that I used to make a lot. It was my little special pasta. So and like it was so good. Okay, so it's shell noodles, butter. Let me think about this. Shell noodles, butter, salt and pepper, peas, corn, garlic powder, and Parmesan cheese. Yeah, and yeah, that's it. And I'm telling you, oh my, because like I said, like the thing is that there's not a sauce to it. The only sauce is it's butter noodles and the Parmesan cheese, and you get like that garlic.
Yeah.
And the reason I like using the shell noodles is because when you do the peas and corn, sometimes the peas and corn get caught in the shell noodles. So when you eat it, you get the full flavor. And when you put salt and pepper in there too, oh man, like I'm telling you, like so long time ago, I was in Florida with my family and my family's friends or whatever. And one night we all had a competition for like the whole week to see who could make the best dish, right? I won. Because almost every night they were like, make the pasta again. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm not even kidding you. Like we all tried different things. We all made different dishes. Almost every night they were like, hey, can you make that pasta again? So that made me feel good,
Oh, that's really good. You want a job in my restaurant? I'm hurrying now.
Yeah, no. But that was like literally like something I kind of made up and put together. But I was like, what sounds delicious but simple to make?
Right. See, I get that vibes too sometimes, especially during the day, because when I work when I'm getting ready to close up the lunch shift and then begin the dinner shift, we the cooks get a 1 hour shift in between, and like it just runs in my mind like, what do I want? I'm hungry, I'm hungry, but I'm so picky. I don't know what I want to cook though. That's the problem.
Right. I understand that. Yeah. Especially since I began back on my eating healthy and intermittent fasting, like sometimes I'm like, man, this is healthy and this is what do I want to eat? What especially in those times where I'm not eating and I'm really hungry and I'm like, I can't eat this. This is bad for me. And I know, but that's kind of different. But like,
well, you know what? Going back to that now, for my favorite dish, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Turkish grilled lamb koftas.
What is that? That sounds crazy.
They're like meatballs, like. They're not actual like spaghetti type meatballs. I know that's the first thing that you guys are gonna think of when I say meatballs,
right.
But it's not like that. No, we prep them by scratch. It's basically ground beef. It's pure ground beef.
Yeah.
Eggs, breadcrumbs, a little bit of parsley flakes, a little bit of seasoning too, a little garlic seasoning, and a little onions too. A touch of onions, a little onion juice in there. You'll.
Sounds pretty good.
You would
roll it together.
Yeah, build it up together and
totally,
stuff.
Yeah.
You would season when you're ready to grill it. You'll season it with salt and pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Over this past weekend, I got myself like this little seasoning kit from Global Market in Kirkwood, where they sell like seasoning packages and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I got one. I brought one to the restaurant, kebab seasoning. That's gives a little bit of flavor to the meat. Meat. So before I put on the grill, I'll pan spray so it doesn't stick.
Right.
Salt, pepper, season it. Put a little bit of my kebab seasoning on there. Oh, it's the best when it comes off the grill. It tastes so good.
It reminds me of I'm not, like I said, it's not that I don't know how to cook meat or really work with meat, but I'm not like the best at it. But like I'm better with like salads and pasta, just more simple things. But I can make some killers, salads and killer simple foods.
Right.
But my favorite thing that I made, they call them Kobe steak bites because I cut them in little squares. So I took 2 big old ribeyes, right? Big ribeye steaks. And, I sauteed them. So, I thawed them out. And I sauteed them all the way raw with, check this out, Lori's seasoning and a little garlic at the same time. And then, I buttered them, on each side while it melted in there. Cooked them both. And what's crazy, that's literally it. It was just butter, garlic seasoning, and Lori's, and a little salt and pepper at the end, and that was it. Like anyone could have made that, but like of how good it came out, it was, and I've had other people try it. They're like, oh my god, and how good it came out. Like how much they loved it. It made me feel good knowing that man, this is so good. How'd you make this? I'm like, anyone can make this. It really wasn't that hard, but like I said, just coming up like those little things and having people appreciate that makes you feel good. Like example, Freddie feels good in how I edit my videos. So does Justin, right? And that's why they trust me, and that's why they work with me because of those little things that I do. Like they'll know, they know I'll go that extra mile. Like I said, there are nights, like I said to you, and I said it to Freddie in our podcast. There are nights where I don't get done editing and working till like 10, 12 o'clock at night, but I still do it because I want to show my clients and I'm there for them. So let's go into the 4th subject. So number 4, right? A lot of people know, like through my advice videos, what the things I do like and things that I don't like, right? So my question though to you, and no offense to the restaurant business or your restaurant or you when you were a security guard, but I'm just curious. 4th question is, what were some things that you did and didn't like about being a security officer, and same thing with the restaurant? Because real quick, anyone that works behind in a restaurant business, we all basically hate the same things for the same reason, if we're being honest, but it's also extremely rewarding. But what did you like about security? What did you hate about it? Same thing with,
what's a good way to start it off?
Well, maybe not hate. If you don't use the word hate because it's a strong word.
Right.
Then if you would use the word
dislikes about it.
Dislike. There you go. Yeah.
What I like and dislike about it. Well, my likes about it were, they're law enforcement friendly. You learn the community. You learn. Let me come back to the likes there. Let me describe the dislikes for this one. It's gonna be easy.
Sure.
My dislikes for it is the pay is not good.
Right.
And then they don't operate too well either. It's not good operation.
Gotcha.
It doesn't matter what company you work for, where you're located, or what the job is posted for.
Doesn't matter if it's the mall. Doesn't matter if it's wheeling security or I don't know if it's a wheeling, but if you're driving around or it doesn't matter if it's. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Because all you're going to be doing is you're just going to be driving around the parking lot in circles. You're going to be walking, let's say mall security, you're going to be walking the halls, being laughed at. No offense to no offense to the current security professionals, you guys, some of you are trying to make, money and make a living and stuff. I understand that. But to those that, think it's a joke or think they're cops and stuff like that, you guys are wrong. You guys are wrong. Trust me. I was in that position and I learned from it, and I'm happy I'm not in that position anymore.
Right.
because all you're gonna do is get called rent a cops. You're gonna get called fake police. You're gonna get called. You're just gonna get called all kinds of names, and I don't want to. I'm not even gonna.
It'll test your ego, as I guess is what you're saying. And like, if you do sit there thinking, "Oh, I'm a police officer," and then when a real police officer walks in, you're like, "Oh, I'm wrong."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
and that's that.
Yeah.
That just drives me nuts too, because when I was doing security,
there's a lot of guys who had that ego, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I had that ego too, but then I keep having second thoughts. No, I'm not getting paid for that. I'm just getting paid for this. What am I doing? I don't have that kind of training. I got this kind of training. Yeah. Just because I'm wearing a uniform and badge, but I'm still driving around a parking lot, driving in circles with yellow lights on top instead of running blue lights, carrying a gun on my side. What am I doing?
So that's what I'm saying, is that people need to learn to stay in their lane, but that doesn't mean you can't treat other people with respect and who's in a different lane. Like, example, there are so many other marketers out there, and I know they're better than me. I'm just starting out. Mm-hmm. But you know what? I'm okay with that. You don't see me calling them out. You don't see me sitting here saying, "Oh, I'm the best marketer and advertiser and I can get your brand out there like that." No, I'm not saying that at all.
Right.
But I love what I do, and it is slow, and I've got 3 clients now, and I'm working very hard and consistent for all of them, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the other competition being ahead, because the little harder I work, the more I work on my craft, the more people are going to entrust in what I do, right? So I know. I guess for me, you could say on the part that I don't like about what I do is the fact of how behind I am on other marketers and advertisers out there. But I like what I do because, like I said, it's honest, and my brand works, and my formula works, and how I work my business works for me.
Right.
That's the part take away that I love about it. So, got anything else to say about that, or?
And I explained to you the dislikes for being security. Now the likes for being security is, you earned respect and trust from law enforcement.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Also, like, for example, when I was doing security back in Six Flags.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I had some advantage of it. You get them for free whenever you want. You can bring a friend for free whenever you want. You get certain discounts. They would like host after hour parties or events or whatever for the staff. Those are some likes I enjoyed about it. But
let's be honest, that drive is not worth it. That's a long drive just to get to that spot.
Yeah, it is.
Woo, boy.
It is.
Man.
It is. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I miss it, but sometimes I don't.
And
I guess I just miss it because of getting in there for free and then being able to have fun doing the job. But
you probably got rides for free too, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I just didn't like the pay, the benefits,
that stuff there was too expensive. Even those season passes, good gosh,
Yeah.
No offense to Six Flags. Again, I'm not talking bad. I'm not trying to come down on anyone's business. But when stuff is overpriced, it's overpriced.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah. What was I going to say? So back to staying in your lane and knowing where you are and the area of still talking about what we do and don't like about what we do. That's the same thing with other martial artists. I give them respect no matter what style they practice, because of the fact that we're all doing the same thing, and I'm not going to show them any disrespect because they know stuff that I don't know. They might be more lethal than me, but I train to fight so I don't have to, right? And do I sometimes feel like I have an ego of I've got this and I can do all this? Yes, but that's only because I'm confident with what I do. But you don't see me going on being I'm the best fighter in the world, because that would get called out quick, just like those guys are I'm a cop. It's no, you're not. So I'm trying to relate that to, but, knowing what I know keeps me humble, because, I know I can protect myself, and I'm going to be able to protect my family later on. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, so 5th and last question, That's only 30 minutes, not too bad. Okay, so, what did I have here? Sorry. Can't read my handwriting sometimes. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm trying to see how I can word this better because I just saw what it said. What is rewarding? Okay, this is kind of goes with number 4 in a way, kind of like what you do and don't like. But what's like really hard and tough, like about the restaurant business, but it's extremely rewarding because I think I've already said my experiences when I worked in Mike Shannon's. But what are some of your experiences like? Or let's say there's something that you absolutely hate doing, like, and let's be honest, in any job, especially the restaurant business, there's one thing you hate doing, but when you get it done and you see the smiles on people's faces or knowing it makes you feel accomplished, like you and I said, staying busy makes us feel accomplished. What's something, like, give me an example of where you're like, God, I don't want to do this, then you're like, yeah, after you're done, you know? Like, what's something for you?
Yeah, you pretty much answered it for me.
What?
Well, staying busy, doing the work, getting the work done when I need to get done, and then, because if I don't, then the people are going to complain, like, for example, going to Restaurant Depot, or going to Sam's Club, or going here, going there, getting this, getting that, and dealing with all that nonsense and stuff, and then, at the end, when you got all those errands accomplished, like when I get all those errands accomplished, okay, like I gotta go Restaurant Depot, get stuff for the cooks, they're short on something. I do it, they get their stuff, they get their work done, they're happy, I'm happy, I can relax.
Yeah.
The most frustrating thing though is probably the service times, especially on the weekends.
Right. Like, okay, so I didn't mean to cut you off because I know we're trying to talk about you more, but I want to give you an example. Do you hate those times? Well, I know you deal with it. So every morning before I would prep my station, cut my lettuce, do everything, right? The whole shebang, as you know. I would go to the front and I would check the computer, see how many people we had. Those dates were set 300, 500 plus.
Oh, man.
Oh, I just wanted to go nuts,
Yeah.
Man, but like, what I'm talking about, like that exhaustion you get, like we're gonna fall on your knees after you get home, but then you feel so accomplished because that's what's crazy is that like a restaurant job can also keep you in shape too.
But the best part about that is when it's like on a, say Friday night or Saturday night, because we're only open Saturday and Sunday nights. Say it could be Friday night, right? No, actually Saturday night is better. Saturday night we have maybe 300, 400, 500 people, right? We get done cleaning, I go home, I relax, maybe have a beer or two, eat some, make myself a nice little pasta or something.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, those are other reservations on top of you don't know who's coming in without a reservation. So it's like,
that's on the top of that with too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that too. Man, like that. I remember. So there's a reason why I quit busing at my Shannon's and went to full-time chef is because of the fact of I just like keeping busy more. And sometimes, like, don't get me wrong, I didn't mind being a busboy or whatever. But at the same time, honestly, like, refilling people's waters over and over and like doing all this and that was boring. And honestly, it's not that I'm not strong in that balance. I did not like doing this because I didn't want to break dishes. You know what I'm saying? And one time I almost did. Like I was coming in, I hit the corner of the door, it flipped on me. Nothing surprisingly broke. Because like it wasn't that tall of a fall. Or I don't think anything broke. Something might have. I don't remember. But this is years ago. But what I'm saying is that yeah, no, and there was one that weighed like 600, 800 plus, dude, like top and bottom, like party going on, but they only made me take care of the top, and after dealing with that, after like literally a week after that, I was like, can I just go back to being a chef? And they said, sure. Mm-hmm. And also, I didn't realize the tip money, it came out of my paycheck too, so I thought I was getting 2 paychecks. In reality, it was less, and that,
Yeah.
the busing comes out of their paycheck, or like, I didn't know that unless they do get tips.
Or out of service paycheck.
Right, exactly, and I had no idea. So that's part of the other reason why I went back to being a chef. If I'm being honest, because I'm like, I just want a full paycheck. I don't want anything taken out. Of course, taxes because it's taxes, but
No, that's the other thing too. Running a restaurant is frustrating because you're not only watching out for the back of the house, you're also watching out for the front of the house too.
Mm-hmm.
Liquor, alcohol, booking parties, holiday reservations and stuff.
Keeping up with inventory, like you said, we talked about last time, is hard enough. My goodness,
The most rewarding thing about it is having all that business is going home at the end of the night, knowing you made really good money.
Yeah, true. Yeah, especially since it sounds like your family is doing really well, considering that they got to start back up again, and they're doing pretty well for themselves. So, and the whole family works there, which is also
It
cool.
is. But actually, that reminded me, am in the process of starting my own restaurant.
Good.
If I'm meeting with the leasing office this upcoming month, not in January, February. What's today's date? Today's
I don't remember.
I can't remember too, but next month in February for sure. It's for sure in February.
So the 16th? I think it's the 16th.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, in February, I'm meeting up with the leasing office. I'm thinking about maybe either or, because there's two locations. There's one in Frontenac and there's one in Kirkwood. I'm thinking about maybe going to Kirkwood,
Mm-hmm.
starting, because there's two open vacants, one in Frontenac and one in
Does it have a
Kirkwood.
full kitchen in already?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They have a full renovated kitchen. Well, I mean, I have to, buy the equipment, bring the equipment in and stuff like that, but
Right.
the kitchen is renovated, the walls are
Mm-hmm.
updated, the lightings and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Kirkwood is gonna be my best bet because there's always a lot of the people went out, a lot of good business in Kirkwood. When we get the leasing office, maybe sign off some contracts, maybe finish some paperwork, and maybe try to get my own restaurant business going with them.
So the three things that you need to do, and I'll help you with this if you want me to, if you're serious. One, you need to talk to your bank, right, and try to see if you can get your an LLC name registered by the state with them. Second, with my bank, you only need about $100 to start an LLC. I don't know how much you need with yours. And three, you need to talk to an attorney. Which, if you want to, you can talk to my attorney who helped me get my LLC started, and make sure you get everything legalized. And that's literally it. But I'm gonna tell you, just like you told me, running a business is not easy, especially considering you're gonna be wanting to try to run a restaurant, and you already know the craziness of it. All I can say is good luck. I mean, if you do it, man, like I said, I will talk to my attorney and see what I can do for you. But, it's let me tell you, like I said, my career, my it's not as crazy as a lot of people think it is. But considering how busy I am, I can only imagine what it'd be like running an actual restaurant versus when I used to work at one. And you're still working at one. Like, that's brave, man. Good luck to you, honestly.
And the funny part is that we've operated more than one business at one time.
Yeah. I think you said that before a while ago, yeah.
Like 4 or 5 restaurants.
Whew.
Something like that.
And it's a good thing now you're personally taking care of the one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because that's a lot, even on any one. Like I said, I like working, but I'm not that crazy. Well,
It's time for me to start somewhere. I gotta start somewhere fresh on my own.
I mean, because you love working for your family, because you love and respect them. But sometimes you just a bird in its nest. You want to fly away and do your own thing.
No, and that, I feel like I've earned the responsibility. I've earned, the courage. I've earned, the
Dignity, respect, the tenacity,
and then taking it to a whole nother level.
Determination and will and power.
Mm-hmm.
What would, real quick before we sign off here, what do you think, if you could, I mean, it might take you a minute, but what do you think your menu would consist of? Like salads, pastas, burgers, stuff like that, or like simple stuff, or do you think you would go more like seafood or like all pasta? Or what do you think? You know,
I want to. Well, see, the restaurant is kind of like for a lunch shift. You would see it more like the way how you said it, like burgers and stuff like that.
right? If you're running your own, right? Yeah.
And then the night shift is like seafood, steaks, fish.
Mm-hmm.
But the way how I want to do it, I mean, I wanna maybe take it to a more professional level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna be looking for an executive chef,
Right. Obviously.
a dining general manager, at least maybe 6-7+ years of service, dining room service,
Mm-hmm.
a separate bartender,
Mm-hmm.
someone that I can count on and trust to stay behind the bar at all times,
Of course.
while my front manager does, what she needs to do for customer satisfactory and for business operations up in front of the house.
Of course.
Just like my chef would in the back of the house,
Mm-hmm.
he would do what he needs to do to make the kitchen operation and more operational.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Well, if you start your own restaurant and you want to hire me to be your business development manager and get your name and brand out there, I'll like take pictures with you. I'll do it all. Heck, like imagine how much fun it would be, right? You hire people, they're doing construction, and I've got the camera and we're walking through your restaurant. And I'm like, hey, so I'm starting up with this restaurant with the head chef here and owner of it. Whenever it starts up, you better come here because it's going to be great food. Like, I would do stuff like that, like I do with my boxing coach and with Freddie. Like, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be.
Anyway, guys, we're going to sign off here. It's getting a little bit late. Okay, just only another 40-minute one like last time. That's not too bad. And it won't take me too long to upload, thank goodness. All right, so anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you for tuning into the podcast. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. If any of you need any marketing or advertising done around the St. Louis area, contact me. If you want to have a really good Mediterranean food, go to Panny Olive, contact this guy, trust me. And if you want to do a podcast, if you want to talk, just
catering.
Whatever. Oh, and Kate, you said catering?
Mm-hmm.
And if you need catering done by them,
or if you want private parties booked or any special events, feel free to contact Pandy Olive 314-647-8000. Again, that's 314-647-8000. And you could go on the website, www.pandyolive.com. We have catering, private events, special pages and stuff like that, online menu and stuff like that. We also have a lunch special, $9.95.
Cool.
Appetizer, entree, beverage, drink included. Check that out with us too. We also have happy hour Monday through Friday, 4 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
But lunch special Monday through Friday, 11 to 2. So yeah, we got some pretty good deals, going on. Some nice specials going on. Check us out.
Making me hungry, man. All right. Well, anyway, guys, we're signing off here. I love you all. I'll see you next time.